Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Haziran bin Hamid. The research title for this video is called Does Building Permit Act as an Indicator for Kuala Lumpur Short-Term Production in Construction? What is a building permit? In this context, a building permit is composed of development order, kebenaran perancangan, and building plan, kelulusan pelan bangunan. In the globaleconomy.com website, it is stated that one of the leading economy indicators of a country are the number of building permit it produces. The building permit numbers would typically grow a few months before an economic expansion, and the number would decline a few months before an economic slowdown. However, Malaysia is not part of the countries monitored for the building permits indicator. In Malaysia, the act that covers development order (DO) and building plan (BP) are Act 267, the Federal Territory Planning Act, and Act 133, the Street Drainage and Building Act. In these acts, there are provisions to extend their approved application's validity. An approved application would be valid for 12 months, and it needs to be renewed every year if work has not started. To start work on site, the PSP needs to submit a notice to start work called Form B. After submitting Form B, work on site can start after 4 days if there is no objections. Form B is a mechanism to identify the start of physical work. The research objectives for this paper are to determine the number and value of future construction work through the building permits approved, to determine the number and value of actual construction work through the notice to start work, to determine the percentage of production in construction through the number of building permits approved against notice to start work. The research questions are: what are the actual production numbers versus approval granted to undertake building activity? Does the time factor allocated within relevant legislatures and economic factor have an effect on the production in construction? What is the percentage of production in construction through the number of building permits approved against notice to start work? The scope of the research are: currently, all applications through OSC are recorded on Portal OSC. We would be collecting and sampling 7 years of data between 2015 and 2021. The data would involve DO approvals, PP applications, Form B, and CCC. The data concerned here are DO approvals and Form B, which indicates intent to start a project and actually starting a project. The conclusion of the study would be, we would discover the relationship between the number of building permits and actual construction work in Kuala Lumpur. By knowing the trend of future construction works, Kuala Lumpur City Hall could appropriately allocate budget for development and maintenance expenditure. This is Haziran Hamid signing out. Terima kasih and Assalamualaikum.